and Mela Shohanocht, and I'd like to acknowledge the work of the Green Party, the hard work in drafting this bill and putting this forward tonight. As a representative of a Midland county, I'm only too aware of the challenges that are posed by a failure to adequately progress the process of a just transition to a decarbonised economy. I'm also aware of the current frustration of my constituents, Minister, at present in West Offaly, where the future of the West Offaly power plant is still uncertain and where clarity is needed. And I have forwarded a parliamentary question to yourself earlier in the week on this matter, and I do hope that I can get back with answers to the people in West Offaly, because there is a sense that communities are being left in the dark with all that's happening, Minister, and there's just not enough clarity or not enough engagement with communities, particularly in the Midlands, and I do feel that needs to be improved. I feel that the matters that I have raised with the Minister for Communications, but also with the Minister for Business and Enterprise, I have raised many matters, and all of those need to be addressed. Both departments have a vital role to play in the rollout of a regional enterprise plan to 2020 for the Midlands, for example. In May of this year, I was critical of the government's delay in accessing a significant amount of EU funding to assist job creation and investment for the Midlands region, particularly in light of the ongoing impact of job losses at Bord-na-Mona. It's of serious concern. Most of the constituents that I meet with are bringing this issue up with me, so it really is of serious concern, and we need to have answers, but we also need to have solutions, and pragmatic solutions. I made it clear to Minister Humphreys that initiatives like the Midlands Enterprise Plan are welcome and important, but I also told her here on the floor of the Dáil when I raised the issue that there appears to be a lack of joined-up thinking by various government departments when it comes to addressing the problems that we have in the Midlands. I specifically asked Minister Heather Humphreys to explain why there was no mention of the Midlands Regional Enterprise Plan in the Midlands Enterprise Plan of the EU Commission's Coal Region in Transition platform. This particular platform was launched in early 2017, a full year before Bord-na-Mona made its announcement of the 430 job losses. The whole reason for its existence is to promote funding and structural investment in areas like the Midlands, which traditionally relied on carbon-intensive industries. Yet at that time, Minister Humphreys informed me that her colleague, the Minister for Communications, Minister Bruton, had only recently written to them, and that was only a couple of months ago. I certainly feel that we have lost valuable years here, when jobs could have been created, given that the coal platform is already delivering tailor-made assistance to 13 pilot regions in 7 member states. We also know that regions in Greece, Slovakia, Poland, Chechnya and Germany have also benefited from its support. And this is to say nothing of the fact that in the region of Silesia, which was the EU's largest coal region, €120 million has been ring-fenced to provide support to projects in the area of urban infrastructure, clean air and to prepare former mining sites for investment. This is exactly the type of funding that the government should have been applying for on the Midlands' behalf in 2017, in order to give us time to plan. I want to acknowledge, however, that having pursued the matter further, Minister Bruton, you did confirm to me in a parliamentary question at the most recent meeting of the platform, on the most recent meeting, which took place on the 15th to 16th of July. The European Coal Commission announced that the Midlands region has now been included in the platform, and I welcome that. As I understand it from you, Minister, membership of the platform enables the Midlands region to avail of the support of a dedicated country team comprised of Commission experts to assist with the development of strategies and projects for the region, focusing in particular on the employment challenges faced by workers affected by decarbonisation. The team will also assist in identifying appropriate EU funding opportunities for the Midlands. The meetings of the platform also enable the exchange of knowledge and ideas between carbon-intensive regions. And while no new EU funds have been set up under this initiative, the European Parliament has proposed a €5 billion budget line in the multi-annual financial framework 2021 to 2027, which is currently being negotiated, I understand, to support the just transition, and I welcome that. But counties like Offaly and Laois will have to have immediate access to funds that become available, particularly in light of the increasing threats to employment that we have seen very recently at Bord-na-Móna. And these threats are being taken very seriously. People are very concerned, and it will have a detrimental effect on the communities and indeed the local economies within those communities. And what I would like to hear from the Minister here this evening is a solid commitment that the funding provided under the Platform Initiative will be ring-fenced for the Midlands region, and that it will not be dispersed to a range of other strategies, and that while they may be of value in themselves, will do little to develop job creation in Midland counties, which need a focus, an urgent focus. We are lagging behind the rest of the state. In many ways, we have the second lowest rate of income in the Midland, in the state. So I just bring that to your attention, that we do need a firm commitment. While I completely accept that this is an issue of national concern, Offaly and Laois are the counties, as I say, most directly impacted by decarbonisation, given the historical legacy and dependency we have on organisations like Bord-na-Móna. And it is all well and good to have a grand vision of a decarbonised society. It is all well and good telling people that there is a plan and a strategy to compensate for the inevitable disruption that this process will bring. But families, workers and communities cannot live on sentiment, however noble. They need to see a clear, dedicated pathway towards employment stability. And I would also call for a task force to be set up for the Midlands region. I feel that this would be a pragmatic solution, and that if all stakeholders were involved, particularly unions representing workers, I do feel that fairness would come out of it for everybody and that nobody would be left behind. And that is, after all, the core of what a just transition is. These families and workers are owed that, given the scale of the challenges that areas like the Midlands are going to face in the future years. And I will conclude by saying that I support the principle of a just transition. The world and the employment realities in it have changed. I believe that we can adapt while maintaining a balance with the past in the process of undergoing a just transition, which is fair and which is built on common sense and pragmatism. And they're the two things I would like to see with any transition: common sense, pragmatism, and obviously fairness being the third that I've mentioned already. Thank you, Deputy.